Rafal, welcome to the virtual side. Now, this is your 10th TechEd, and in many of those TechEds, when you've been as a speaker, you have been rated as the top speaker. I would really like to understand how you approach presentations and why you think you have consistently been voted as a top speaker.
Well, the really easy answer is that I have gotten lucky 5 times out of the last 10 years, and I'm always very, very grateful when that happens, and I never expect it fully to happen, but I'm always pleasantly amazed when it does. I think the most important thing I could share with anybody who wants to speak, whether they want to achieve any particular score or not, but just wants to speak, is to try and respect the audience. The one thing that I revere is people who pay money to visit me and see me in the audience. You know, they pay money, I need to deliver them the goods they came to get. And to me, that is a very serious business. Somewhere at the back of my head, I always think that if I don't deliver what I should, potentially somebody should come back to me and ask for the money back. So when you kind of start understanding that there's a business reason they are here and not just fun and all the emotional stuff that happens, you kind of approach the preparation of a session from a different perspective. You build it like a product. You think about the problem you are going to solve the audience, or solve for the audience. You are going to do it in an entertaining way as much as possible. And certainly when I'm preparing, I work quite a lot on the PowerPoints, if I use them. I practice the session. Oh, and I definitely pour over the results. Any comments anybody will ever enter, I'll read after the session and before I prepare for it again.
Do you have a peer review at all when you're working on new material?
I do. To a varying degree. Sometimes when I'm more comfortable with material, I perhaps won't need it as detailed, but I always very much respect when anybody is willing to give me some feedback on my content. In fact, when I'm preparing something bigger like a roadshow, for example, I'm right now preparing to visit 21 countries across Europe, Middle East and Africa talking about data mining technology. When I'm preparing a roadshow, I always try to make sure that the very first run of that roadshow will be a test, and I will do everything I can to get the feedback from the audience.
I see. Now, just picking up actually on that roadshow piece there, because as you said, you're talking about data mining. And now there are several technologies, because we've split TechEd between developers and IT Forum, there are a few technologies that bridge and need an insight in both, and data mining appears to be one of those. Tell me a little bit more about the roadshow and why developers should attend.
So you're spot on. BizTalk, SharePoint, SQL, and in fact data mining are examples of technologies that really span the spectrum from the developer to the IT pro. Not every IT professional, not every developer, but there is a particular type that sits in the middle. Data mining is an incredibly underused technology and at the same time stunningly powerful. I feel almost honored that I have a chance to talk about it because it is so useful straight away to a developer. Basically, you can build a more intelligent application by using data mining today. The technology is mature. It's been here for 7 years, progressively getting better from SQL 2000 through 2005, and now next version 2008, of course. It's a very easy technology to use, and although it has this veil of mystery because of the 9 algorithms, that's exactly what developers actually like. They talk about algorithms all the time, so it appeals to them naturally, much more so than to an IT pro. Data mining will allow you to write fewer lines of code to achieve more. Basically, as a developer, anybody hates to write error handling code, exception handling. We have to write too many lines of code that do nothing, which are just there in case something happens. That's not nice. With data mining, you can very easily find patterns, for example, in your input, in data that comes to you, or in the behavior of your application, and act upon it without having to write those lines of code, without having to do data validation on everything. Now, I'm not suggesting we stop writing data validation routines because there are security reasons we have to. But there are reasons when we are not really writing the right amount of code, for example, to ensure success of business transactions, which data mining can easily catch and prevent a user from starting a transaction that is doomed to fail, even though we have tried to validate the data. If anybody who's watching this has a chance at some stage perhaps to find some more information about data mining or developing more intelligent applications using it, I very much would hope that every developer does so, because it will make your life easier.
Rafal, I wish you every success with your roadshow, and thank you very much for joining us on the virtual side.
Thank you very much too for inviting me.